Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I'm Samson Evolved, and the last episode was kind of a big one. We did some real big things around our base here. We got this whole wall up and going, and I've done, whoop, as I die. So I've done a little bit in between episodes as well. I went ahead and I filled in all of the turrets and got them all hooked up to coal and all that stuff. So now we at least have the first wave of turrets that's in between. In fact, I don't think did I redo this one? I did. Okay. So we got 19 Mark III turrets in every, I guess, path of travel for all of the enemies. So that's all fine and dandy. But we did some other stuff in previous episodes. Specifically over here. We hooked up Spider Bro again. So he's been doing well. I have no idea where he is. He just kind of does his own thing around here. But one thing I'm noticing, so he gets charged like it's no one's business. It kind of helped for sinking lithium to have this set up, but not the greatest. So that's still something that's kind of on the list of things to do. But one thing I noticed, we're getting attacked by a lot of bosses these days. They have tons of HP, right? So Spider Bro could use some help. Right now he's got the blaster and the cannon, but I want to get him this particle rifle. That way he can actually help us out taking down some bosses and stuff. So if we take a look here, massive faceted eyes, not an issue. Turrets, not an issue. Hive brain matter, that is an issue. So the easiest way I know to get Hive brain matter is to take out the hives, obviously. So in order to do that, I think we need some chargeable explosives. Now, I've got most of this stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to need quite a bit more stuff for a lot of this. But one thing I'm kind of missing out on, Mark III power boosters. So I think in this episode, I want to get a system going for power boosters in order to really kind of automate that whole process. And we can make them, if we look, I think they're in here. Or maybe they're here. We can make all the way up to Mark V power core chargers. So I want to get this whole thing set up so that all of it is going all the time, and we'll probably end up doing it over near our weapons factory because we have all that extra copper. We have that huge copper vein that we're tapping right now, and a huge chunk of it is just sitting here idle. And apparently I just ran into a worm. Interesting. So like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, you can kind of see right here, that's the worm outline. And because we have some resin, some of the soft resin right in here from the tunnel nukers, that's what's causing the worms to spawn, I imagine. So I'm going to go ahead and dig that out. But to kind of get back to what I was saying, we have this copper line right here that's just going unused basically. So what I want to do is get that situated to start making me some basically power core chargers. And those have a number of uses. We can use them to refill our own energy. If we look here, if we throw them in our suit inventory, they'll actually auto use. So they'll activate whenever you need it. So it helps save Arthur. Actually, I think it gives Arthur charge or gives us charge. I don't exactly remember which one, but we'll get that. But there's a couple other things I did in between episodes, and let me go take you over there so you can kind of check out what that was. So you might remember that we were having issues with the throughput over here for the Refined Liquid Resin. So what I did, I threw on basically 3 more liquid resin refiners, right? So if we look over here, I essentially added, under these batteries, there's 3 more of the liquid resin refiners, right? So now we essentially have 6 total fed by, well, these 2 lines here. And these are, it looks like, actually, you know what? Let me do this. Something like that, right? So these are essentially, in fact, I'm going to get rid of that. These are being fed by the 2 lines that are coming in from our farm. Now, all of these are set to share. So all of them are getting a fair shot. Now, if we go and look and actually look at the throughput here, we are still keeping up like very nicely. Our farm has just been doing work, and I don't know if it's because it's been storing the output or what, but it seems like we're creating enough liquid resin that we can handle doubling the refining of it. And we really need this because if you look, our missile farm just takes a ton of this refined liquid resin. And I'm thinking about potentially setting up a priority splitter here, because what happens is there's still a chance for the stuff to get pulled out of here before we can make it into fuel. And if we need to make it into fuel, that's kind of the priority, right? So I might put in a priority splitter to ensure that the refined liquid resin makes it to the fuel setup for the rest of the factory, like for the rest of our turbines, before it goes over to make missiles. But for now, it seems to be okay. Like we've got, you can see we've got a backup here of fuel, so not too concerned with that. But I'm hoping that these additional 3 liquid resin refiners will hopefully double our output of liquid resin. And it's real simple. The output here, it all comes up into this other little buffer, and I kind of got this all set up so that it can all build up. In fact, I need to let it build up so I can get more Hive brain matter. But before we can even worry about making chargeable explosives, we need to get those power cord chargers set up and going. So let me go take you to what we have going so far. So this is the setup we have right now. It's literally just, I think it's a coiler, right? An extruder, a coiler, and then that goes into a Mark 1 power cord charger, which then outputs here, rolls into this Mark 2 power cord charger, which ends up right here. So literally all it is you're feeding copper into a series of machines, and they all get eventually like turned into power cores. So what I think I need to do, I think I need to figure out how to, essentially what I want to have happen is we feed in the copper one way. It goes to the power cord charger and outputs. From here, I want it to go one of 2 different ways, right? I want half of them, or maybe I'll do like a priority splitter, right? I'll have prioritize going to a storage bin area. When that's full, then it'll shoot them down to the rest of the line. Now, I don't think I'll ever need more than like 10 at a time, so I guess I'm going to use the small storage hoppers for that. But essentially, we need to figure out, or we need to think about, what is this powering? As I'm over here distracted. Hello? Is this powering anything? Look at that, you just find all kinds of stuff that's just not being used anymore. Okay, so let me just do that. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, so essentially I need to figure out a power situation. I think I could do that with coal. I have coal over there. Not the biggest deal. Or I could try to do something more sustainable, maybe using solar panels and laser energy transfers and all this and that. But I think for now I'm going to take this apart and go move it over into that area, and we'll kind of figure it out from there. Alright, so looking real quick at what we have. So we have the Mark 1 and Mark 2 power cord chargers already in the inventory, good to go. Once we start getting down lower though, we need to create the previous power core, the power boosters, I'm sorry, in order to make the chargers. So I think the first thing we can do is I'll get the boosters to make a Mark 3 power cord charger, because that's what we're going for right now. But we're going to essentially have to set something up, let it build up, take the parts, get the next one, set that up, and iterate through that until we have all the way up to Mark 4 power cord charger, or Mark 5, I should say. So let me go ahead and grab that, and then we'll scope out an area to kind of make things work and kind of lay things out and figure out power and all that. Just as kind of a real quick update, we're in the middle of an attack. These are the bosses, and if you guys haven't realized that or noticed that, these are what you consider the boss creatures. You can see, you know, Spider Bro is only doing 500, which works well for these ones, the heavies, but the bosses, you know, the Mark 3 turrets are doing 7,200, and if you see it, if you shoot at them, like, that's just, that thing got shot so many times. And on top of all that, these batteries are just dead. So this system right here is not able to keep up with the power demands for this line of turrets. So down the road, I think we're going to have to tie into this Mark 5 battery somehow to help supplement this. Although, once we have more lasers on here, that'll definitely help. And the missiles. So, these are all just things to keep track of. So, let's get back to building these power boosters. Alright, so I think we got the copper line right here. I think I'm going to put this whole contraption somewhere maybe oriented in this direction. And what I think I'm going to do, I've already kind of put a little junction over here for my coal. I'm going to run the coal behind this battery and over this way. And I'll probably just have it run into a series of Mark III batteries that I can just like run lasers off of. And then distribute to wherever I need it specifically. Because I don't know how much power these things take. I don't think it's that much. So I think it'll be okay to just kind of have it all be generator fired and laser energy transmitter sent, right? And I'm not looking to make this a super duper like high speed, like high volume machine, right? It just really needs to be effective. It just needs to build up over time because I don't use these very often, even though I probably should. But anyway, okay, so we're gonna start off. We got our coiler, we got our extruder, and that's all eventually gonna go into a hopper, right? So I think we'll do something like this, right? So hopper, that's remove only, Mark I power cord charger, and then do I have batteries? I have some batteries. I got what I need for now. So there. And then I guess I'm going to need to go to my priority splitter, right? So I'm going to put that here. Because I think this can output to belts. Well, we're going to find out if it can output to belts, right? Okay. So this will be my stash, right? And if my stash is full, then it'll come back and go this way to essentially another remove only hopper that has Mark II. Same thing, come out, go to a priority splitter, and then go right into one of those. Whoop, right there. And then that'll pretty much be it for right now. Let me do this. Right? How much power does that need? Still 250. Okay. So this definitely goes up as the requirement for power goes up as the tech gets higher. So I think what I'm going to do is for whatever mark, so to speak, the charger is, I'm going to give it that many generators, right? So this needs 100 Mark 1, so it's going to get one dedicated generator. This is Mark 2, so it'll get 2 dedicated generators. That should, if this is, linear, I don't know. Well, actually, do I have a Mark 3? I think I have enough to build. Oh, wait, do I have one? I do have one. Okay. Let's do this. And we'll do something like that. Okay, so what does a Mark III need then? So if we're going to go like this into... Do I have them? Okay, I do have them come straight out. Okay, remove only. Mark III, you need 500. Okay, so that would be... Oh, geez, that would be like four generators, something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not too concerned with the power. We can kind of make it work. Priority splitter. And then same thing. You go here. I don't know why it always does that. Here you go. Right there. And that should be it for right now. Now I just need to get the power flowing and hooked up. So I'm going to go get the materials to do that. And we'll probably have our generation station somewhere kind of along this ceiling area. It'll be distributed and this and that. So I'm going to go get all the stuff for that, and then I'll meet you guys right back here. Alright, so this is roughly what I'm kind of looking at doing. The goal, I guess the goal now is I need to create these kind of like arrays, right? These generating stations that are going to hit these with the appropriate amount of power, right? So these do 320 normally, so that's fine, but that takes 500, so these will probably need lenses, right, to get up to 640. So that's no problem. I can make exceptional lenses, which I don't remember what those go up to, but then it's just a matter of creating the power generation on the back end, right? So as I said before, this one generator, we're good. This one will need 2. This one will need more. So I might have to do something like this. Right? That. And then kind of do that where these are content sharing. This one would go here, and then this one would go right here. So then, all I need to do is grab my coal, right? So we get the coal in the general area, and then we essentially need to... What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm just going to route it kind of like this. So we'll go in this way, over this way. Then it's going to come out from here and just hit the next item over, come out from there, and then hit the next item over. And then eventually these will all start kind of building up. Yes, okay, so we got all those generators going. That's transferring power. This should be transferring power. And we'll just kind of wait for these to build up, because I think once they're built up, like, I don't think this is going to use 5,000 power, right? So this, I'd get like 10 seconds of power out of this. But if I'm already transferring over the 640, then that's, you know, no big deal, right? So everything eventually, like I said, once this all fills up, this will back up, and then boom, just like that. So then the next, I guess the next way out would be something kind of like, oh, in fact, you know what? I should have done this, I think. Put it in that way, and then rotate that. So that way I could then, when I need to, come up this way for the next line of generators. However that'll be. But look at that, we're already full. So now let's go ahead and get this power, or the copper flowing, and let's see if we got some results here. Okay, so automatically we got the first ones going right. It's going pretty quick. Looks like it's less than a second, so this'll definitely stay powered for a long time. I had some Mark II power boosters on me, so I just threw this in there. But it's nice to see. Okay, how long does that take? So that takes like no time at all. Yeah, that takes 1 second, right? So do we actually need 500 power per second? No, right? We just need to be able to recharge this faster than we can use it, right? So that's kind of the plan, I guess. So this seems to be working out well. We've already got enough for Mark IIIs. So let's go ahead and see, what do we need for Mark IVs? That's in battery, right? Yeah. Just 8 Mark III. Okay, so there's 10. Look at us go. Mark IV. Crafting. All right, and I'll throw that on the hotbar that I made. All right, Mark IV. And Mark IV needs, let me see here. So this needs to wrap around, thusly, into hoppers that are remove only. And then Mark IV power cord charger goes boom right there. All right, so let's hook that up. And what do you need? 800. I don't think it needs 800. Actually, let me think here. I'm going to do this. Well, I guess it doesn't matter at this point. I was going to say I was going to give it a little buffer in order to... Oh, I don't have any priority splitters. Give it a little buffer in order for it to build up power, but it's not that big of a deal, honestly. Crafting. It's really not. I don't know why I made 2 of these because I only need 1. All right, so you go there. You go there. And then we'll build the next setup, right? So this will be for our eventual Mark V. So it'll be power cord charger, battery, and then output. Well, really, this can just go straight into one of these, because then that'll be the end, right? Okay. So from there, now we just need to power that, right? So let's... I think these are 4 across. 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one, right? So I think I'm going to do kind of the same thing. Throw an organic lens in there. Kind of follow that over. Throw an organic lens in there. But I'm gonna feed it the exact same way. I think this is enough power, to be honest. We're just trying to make it work. You know what I mean? So we'll just do something like that. Everybody share, because we're all friends here. And then we'll just kind of have it swoop in.
Your base is under attack.
Alright, and then that should start it doing its thing. This is actually going a lot faster than I thought it would have. This is like not... this is not as complicated as it was in my head. Now, we'll see. I mean, look at that. It's already getting... Mark 4s are already getting made, right? So, like, clearly, it's enough power to get the job done. And the thing is, if you don't have the power per second, it's not that whatever you're doing won't start. Like, it's not that this won't craft. It'll just craft slower than the absolute maximum it could be going, you know? So, let's grab these. Let's make a Mark 5. And well, before we make a Mark 5, let's actually just, you know, throw it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Let's get it all powered up, right? And then throw you down. A couple of these. And then as soon as this gets filled, right, it's no longer going to be consuming power, right? Because all it just needs... Once it's not doing anything, there's nothing to power, right? So we're just going to come up that way. And then this one we'll just have come straight in. That's no problem. We're all friends. We like that, guys. All right. So this should start to fill up. Once we see it, all right, transferring power, perfect. That's looking good. That's looking fine. Yeah, once... Oh, man. I can't believe how easy this system is. All right, Mark 5 power cord charger. Get. All right, so I'm going to replace you with Mark 5. I know you're super crazy looking. There you are. And we're literally just going to top that, or drop that, excuse me, right there. And you need 2,000. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what you actually end up using, you know. I already see Mark 5 power cord chargers coming in. All right, so we're just going to let that kind of build up. Do I have enough? I'm going to wait until enough stuff builds up that I can make 4 chargeable explosives, because I'm going to need them for Hive brains. So I'm going to let that build up, and then I'll bring you guys back once I got enough stuff for it all. And just like that, 4 chargeable explosives. Now, I do need to go place these down in areas so they can charge. And I'm thinking about just throwing them on any old battery, right? Somewhere, like, I guess any of these Mark 5 batteries will do. It doesn't really matter too much. So, we'll throw those down and let them get... I want them to get to charge level 5. Oh, wow, those are going super quick. That'll be faster than I even thought. So I'll bring you guys back in once we're all full. And actually, while those are charging, I want to show you guys kind of why I'm not too worried about this, right? So, you know, the hives, what we have in here, destroying those is what gives you those brains, right? But if I look right out here, this is literally the farm, right? Right under me. If I look just around my base, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have no problems blowing this up. Obviously, I don't think I can blow this one up because of how close it is. And I don't know why it is. I don't know why why these are all so big. I don't have anything, and side note, I need to get the tops on these things. I don't know why these are, I don't think they're growing. They don't look any bigger than they have been. Because I don't think anything's feeding it, but who knows? Maybe they're getting errant agitator beams sitting over here. But I'm thinking maybe these 4 right here will be my candidates, with this one kind of being like a backup. And look, there's some right there. If any of you guys know why there are so many of these, let me know down in the comments, because this is something that I know you can feed these with Minox, and you used to be able to do like hollow base and see like which one's active. But now I think it just shows you whatever's in, like, just where the brain is. So I guess the plan is go for those two with one. Try to get the one over there. Maybe get this one. If not, I got that one. Blah, blah, blah. So plenty of Hive brains to go around. Plenty of all of that. So I will bring you guys back once we decide it's time for fireworks. All right. 4 level 5 chargeable explosives. I had to switch batteries just to make it easier. We drained that Mark V battery like incredibly fast. So you see it's got no power left. So let's kind of get going into our spot. Always under attack. I bet I could put these chargeable explosives and actually just blow those up. But okay, so I was saying I want to try to get these two right here, right? So I don't think we'll be in the blast radius here. If I figure out where the cores are on these. Okay. So essentially, I'm going to push this, put one of them just like literally right, I don't know, right there. We're going to get back, and we're going to light it off. I think we're out of the blast radius. Holy sh... yeah, that was an explosion. Want those brains. Now, I think the bigger they are too, the more stuff drops, right? But do I want all this stuff? I mean, I'm picking it up. You know, I guess this is from years of playing loot dropping games. Like I can't just ignore this kind of stuff, you know? I have to pick it up. Oh, and I got ore out of it. How lucky. Yay, ore. Okay, well that was 2 with 1, right? So now I'm wondering, which ones do I want next, right? Here, let me land. That was a pretty big crater too. That was one level 5. Now you see why I don't want to really mess with that one, because that's really close to our farm and I don't want to risk blowing up our farm. But you know, I think where's the cores here? There we go. There's one there, one there. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna just throw that down. I don't know if it'll reach this one. Probably not. I don't think it will. But I think we're safe. Oh my gosh, that was nice. This is so fun. I'm tempted now. Spoiler alert. It seems like, well, let me kind of digress here. It seems like we've been kind of stagnant as far as endgame progression, and that's because we have. We've really been kind of focusing on building up our base and aesthetics and stuff like that. But there is still, like, we do have an objective. Like, we're not doing nothing, right? What we're supposed to be doing is building the orbital energy transmitter, charging that up, and using it to destroy the hive mines that are in the or the I don't even know what those are, the spawners that are in the corners of the map, right? And that's definitely something we're gonna do, and I think we're gonna get to it pretty quick. But the thing about that is, once you start charging the OET, the orbital energy transmitter, I believe all of the spawners just start throwing everything they have at you, right? So I'm not 100% sure on this, and if you do know whether or not this is the case, you can let me know down in the comments. But I believe if your base gets destroyed while the OET is transmitting, you lose progress, maybe. And if that's the case, then like we need to make sure we can hold our own, right? So that's kind of why I'm focusing on building up the base, getting our production going before I start worrying about the OET. So that's kind of, if you're wondering why we're not progressing yet, it's not that I'm not trying to, it's just that, you know, I want to make sure things are kind of a little bit better set up before we, you know, we're getting destroyed now. Can you imagine all 4 corners going all the time, right? So, all right, let's light this last one off. I feel like living dangerously. We're just going to stand right here. I hope it doesn't kill us. And apparently these things, oh my gosh. That was like even bigger than the other ones. Alright. And apparently, these things, you can charge these to like a ridiculous amount of charge. like tens of millions of power. I part of me, and you guys let me know if you wanna see that. Part of me wants to just make a setup purely almost like OET charging, right? Just dedicated to charging some chargeable explosives to their maximum, because I think that would kind of be like ridiculously over the top and just, you know, fun, right? Maybe that's what we could do to this world or something. Just plop one right down in the middle of the castle and just like get rid of everything. That would be ridiculous though. Anyways, let me know if that's something that you guys, you know, are interested in. All right. I think we've got all the stuff we need. Can we get Spider Bro a good gun now? Massive faceted eyes. I wonder if I have any of those. What are you? Perfect faceted eyes. Massive. Oh, look. 42. Just enough. Let's get Spider Bro really into the game here.
Crafting.
Alright. Now, let's go. I have no idea how much damage he's going to do either. And I'm assuming he'll start using more power, right? So, Spiderbot Particle Rifle. Take it. I wonder. Oh, I don't think he can take it. Or I don't think I can put that in there. So, I'm going to just put that down there. And I'm going to drop that in there. Alright. I think he's got it now. Holding one Spiderbot Particle Rifle ready for Spiderbot. Spiderbot is docking. You know, speaking of, if you look here, right, you see that it says at the bottom left there, beacon fitted is false, right? Those, I believe, are the spider cores. Essentially the FAL cores for Spider Bro. I have never used those. I have no idea how they work. But I feel like it could be a good supplement, right? A good supplement to our FAL core network. But Spider cores, yeah. Collects marked loot from Falcor beacons mounted on Spiderbot. Essentially, we could put beacons on Spider Bro. Have him, because he likes to get out there and wander, you know? Have him collect drops and bring it back to our Falcor network for distribution, right? And speaking of Falcor network, that is something that I want to get going probably... Yeah, I think probably next episode. Because I want to get a more diverse missile setup, right? I want to get some armor piercing. I want to have just some of the charged ones. But in order to really do that, I need to get all the parts. And in order to get the parts going, I need to reorganize the Falcors. Get more beacons out there, a little bit farther out, and doing all this and that. So, one thing I noticed too, by the way, while I was kind of fixing things, this was all full. We had so much extra. Like this will pump it out fairly quick. I mean, you see, like there's some. So we've just seen 4 go by in the last, you know, 5-10 seconds. So it's definitely getting out there. It's definitely making. Oh yeah, we got plenty of fuel stored up. So it should all be coming over here, which means our missiles are going to keep going. And I mean, you see how it's all going, you guys. So. Anyway, I think that's a good spot to call it. I'm pretty happy. We got power core chargers all done up. 1 through 5. 1 episode. Knocked it out. Doesn't look terrible, I don't think. If you think it looks terrible, let me know down below. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much again for hanging out. Again, if you're interested in watching me play any of this or anything else, particularly Satisfactory, that's kind of the other big game I'm playing right now, on Twitch, I'll put the link down below. As of right now, I think my schedule is going to be kind of... I'm looking at doing Monday and Friday afternoons, maybe early evenings. For right now, I'm aiming for about 12:30 to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'd love to, if you guys wanted to come out and just, you know, let me know about your thoughts on the game, how I'm running things, any suggestions, anything like that. I think it'd be a fun time. And... you know, I'm gonna stream either way, so, you know, if you got stuff you want to say to me in real time, that's how you do it. So with that, guys, I'm gonna end this one right here. I hope you guys had a good one. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit thumbs down. engagement's engagement. It's good for the YouTube algorithm, right? So, all right, guys, with that, we'll see you in the next one.